Hey there guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sisha Happy Lamini. I live in Taiwan. On today's video, I'll be sharing about my culture shock experiences on a Eswatini versus Taiwan experience. I think most of you know that I come from Eswatini and I've been in Taiwan for almost 9 months now. Yeah, so when I first came here, the first thing that caught my attention obviously is going to be transport, because you have to move from one place to another. Just moving from the airport to my friend's place, we actually took a train, and it was my first time taking the train. That's one of those moments like, okay, here, welcome to the first world. This is a completely different environment, and you can imagine the shift from third world to first world. It's really huge. So we went into the train, and this train we went into, it was super fast. Like, it went from one stop to the other within a minute or so. It just went woo. And we were at our destination within minutes. And whilst I'm still talking about transport, in Taiwan they also use scooters for transport, and there are lots and lots of scooters, and there are so many funny moments on scooters as well. You will find a lady who's driving to work wearing her formal miniskirt, and you know how like accountants, or rather ladies that work at the bank, look like shirt tied up here. She's looking all formal and wearing hair like 2-inch heel, and she's sitting on the scooter like like, you'll see those kind of moments. And sometimes you will find a whole family packed onto your scooter. The mother, the father, 2 children, they are all like cramped up there, or maybe just like a mother, a father, and their child. Sometimes they're carrying their pet as well. You will find such funny instances. And also, there's so many bikes here, like bicycles, so many bicycles. Actually, bicycles and scooters, they just dominate. So sometimes you'll find yourself walking on the pavement, and then someone is behind you with a scooter, or behind you with a bicycle, and it's just like, guys, come on. The pavement is supposed to be for people, but hey, you find yourself sharing the pavement with scooters and bicycles. And also buses. Okay, actually buses are like the second thing I had to learn after trains, because I had to find a job, and I had to start moving to and fro in between jobs and stuff. So the buses here, they're actually scheduled. Okay, they have a timetable to say every 30 minutes there's a bus that moves from here to there. So if you are not at the bus stop by the time the bus arrives, you're not going to get the bus. So there are instances where I'm actually late, and I'm run like, I can see the bus coming, and I'm running to the bus stop, and you see yourself like trying to like stop the bus, but hey, they're not gonna stop. If you're not at the bus stop, they're not gonna stop, and that's just it. So yeah. Another thing is that whenever you ride into the bus, whether you are 2 or you are the only one in the bus is not gonna be stopping every other stop trying to find customers or anything like that. No, the system is just straightforward. We move at this time from point A to point B, and that's it. And pretty much different from home. At home you will get into a kumbi. Let me make an example. I'm leaving home, I'm leaving Punya, I'm going to Manzini. So that is a space of like 40 to 45 minutes if you are using a straight public transport. Say you're going to stop maybe like to drop off and to pick up people. But there are instances where, especially when you are leaving from Bunya to Manzini, and you are actually 2 or 3 inside the kumbi. So with every stop that you're going to pass, you're actually going to stop and start hooting and calling people. And sometimes you'll find that in those stops, because there's so many places that you have to pass before you get to town, you will enter into those small roads trying to look for people, asking people, are you going to town? Are you going to town? Are you going to town? And it will take you like 1.5 hours to finally get to Manzini, when it should have taken you about 40 minutes. That's how messed up the system is. So coming here, it is super, super convenient, because you always know that if I take the bus at this time, I will get to my destination at this time, and it's guaranteed. And yeah, I will move on to my next point, which is buildings. The first thing that I noted here is how high the buildings are. Unlike home, you find that the buildings are like 1, 2, or 3 stories up, and if a building is high, there's just 1 or 2 highest buildings. But here they dominate, they really dominate. There's so many high buildings here. The apartments, they are not built in the nicest of ways. The older ones, anyway, the older ones, you find that the bathrooms, they don't have windows, and that is quite awkward coming from Eswatini, because bathrooms should have windows. But in Taiwan, most bathrooms, they don't have windows. Even here in the dormitory bathrooms, they don't have windows. At least maybe one toilet has a window. The rest of the toilets, they don't have windows. So it's kind of normal. And whilst I'm in the bathrooms, I am going to talk about toilets. And here they are those squatting toilets. I don't know what we call them, but I call them squatting toilets, where you kind of get into a squat. If you want to pee or you want to do your number 2, you just get into a squat. And when I came here, it was so shocking, because I last saw those ones, okay, not really the same, but I last squatted when I was at my grandparents' place, because they have those squats toilets where they just make a hole on the floor, and you just squat, you do a number 1 or you do a number 2. So here there's so much of those. You go to the university, you go to towns, to the shopping malls, there's so many of those, and they dominate, pretty much, they dominate. There's less of those that we are used to, the ones where we sit. There's more of the squats, and also squat toilets, as well as the shower. Yeah, that shower. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And also another thing about toilets is that in Taiwan, you don't throw the toilet paper in the toilet. Okay, you throw the toilet paper in a bin, into a bin. Yes, true. To this day, I can't get used to it. To this day, I still can't get used to it. I don't believe how a toilet paper should land into the bathroom bin, but hey, it happens. Just like the sanitaries, they end up there. Okay, I will get on to my next point, which will be the weather. The weather here is very hot and humid. Hey, unlike home, at home, yes, it is hot. The temperatures can get maybe 35 degrees, 39 degrees. Those like hottest places like Big Bend can be really hot. But here the thing is, it is hot and humid at the same time, and it rains quite a lot. So you'll find that every afternoon it is raining. You can't leave the house without a raincoat or an umbrella, or else you are going to be soaked. You can't wear pumps here, because your palms are going to literally just get torn within, like, in the shortest time, because it rains all the time. So you need to have like at least flip-flops that are like plastic made, that are not glued whatsoever, to be safer. And also most of the local people, they wear shorts, such that when it rains, at least your raincoat is covering your shorts and almost maybe halfway through your legs, and you're wearing flip-flops, so that way no matter how much it can rain, you are pretty much safe. Or yeah, so it rains quite a lot and it is very humid. And when I came here in September, it was like the hottest of months. It is even difficult to breathe. You can feel that the air is so heavy on your nostrils. It's hard for you to breathe. It's very hot, it's very humid. So just in case you're coming to Taiwan, be warned, Taiwan is hot and humid. That leads me to my next point, which will be people wearing masks. Okay, I know this one is quite a norm now in almost everywhere due to the pandemic whatsoever. But yeah, when I came here, I was so shocked. So many people wearing masks, and you are in town, you are at the mall, you're at the restaurant, like everyone, everywhere, on the scooter, in the bus, on a bike, everywhere people are wearing masks. And I was like, what is this? Why are people wearing masks? I had to ask countless times why people are wearing masks, and they have to give those excuses like, just in case I have flu, so that I don't pass it on to the other. The place is polluted, so if the air is dirty and I'm wearing a mask, I'm less exposed to the pollutant, things like that. So yeah, a lot of people wear masks, and surgical masks for that matter. But hey, now it's the norm. So it was a culture shock then, now it's normal. Yeah, and that leads me to my next point, which is business hours. Here in Taiwan, business hours, they run from 9 a.m. until late in the evening, around 10 p.m. Okay, most shopping malls, they close at 10 p.m. But then there are also 24-hour places, the places that run for 24 hours as well. Whereas at home, you find that business starts at 8 a.m. and by 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. business has ended. Worse on weekends, because shops like Woolworths or Edgar's, those places where you can get clothes from, they actually close much earlier than 5 p.m. much earlier. Like, you find that by 3 p.m. some of those 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m., I can't remember very well, but they close quite early. So coming here and being at the mall until 10 p.m., it was quite like shocking. And the thing is, even with the transport, the train will run until midnight, buses will run until 10, 11, also midnight, and not to mention scooters. Scooters are everywhere, and also you can rent out a scooter or you can rent out a bike, so you cannot be stuck at a place just because you don't have transport to go to the next place. Whereas at home in Eswatini, it can happen that you're stuck in Manzini and you had to go to Gabula or wherever in the villages, and you can't get there just because there's no transport. It happens quite a lot. Now that will lead me to my next point, which is people here, they don't greet. Honey, people here don't greet. You get into the elevator, people are not greeting. Wherever, like your, literally even your roommates, they don't greet. You just wake up, you do your thing, you mind your own business. You talk if you have to. If you don't have to, you don't have to. That's just their life, and you have to get used to it. And coming from a country like Eswatini, oh my god, you know how much we greet. You know how much we greet. We literally greet. We greet. Yes. Yeah. We greet everybody, and we are quite friendly. We are nice. Saying hi before you say something. You come to a receptionist, you have to say hi first. Here, person just met you and they get to the point without even saying hi. It's normal. And speaking of being friendly, there are times when you will ask for directions. Oh my god, each time you're like, hey, can you please help me? A local person will just like and start moving. Like, what? Yes, they'll start moving because one, they don't want to speak English, not because they don't know English, but they're just not confident enough to speak English. They don't want to speak English. They don't want to speak to you. So they just go. But then if you're lucky enough, you find someone who will try and like direct you to wherever. So yeah, Google Maps is your best friend, but some of the places are written in Chinese. Okay, another point is grocery shopping here is very expensive. And when I first came here, and everyone else will actually relate to this, you compare a lot. You find yourself comparing the prices here. If something is 120 NT dollars, you're comparing, oh, this will be 60 bucks at home, and for $120 you will find probably just a pack of like beef strips, basically just strips, beef strips. You will find them the cheapest, you can find them at 120. But beef is really expensive. It's really expensive. Chicken as well is expensive. Seafood as well is expensive. There's nothing you can say, oh, maybe this is their staple food and maybe it should be cheaper. Most of the things, they're expensive here. But when you actually get used to their system and to the money, you actually stop comparing, and you just leave, because apparently there's nothing else you can do. You just have to do it this way, and there's no other. Yeah. Okay, the last point will be food. The food in Taiwan is so different from the food at home. At home we eat mostly like spicy food, kind of, and here they don't eat as much as spicy food, I must say, or they use different spices. The food is just different altogether, and my taste buds had trouble adapting. But looking back now, there's so many things, local things that I have tried and I've actually liked. Like 3 months, 4 months later, I've actually gotten used to it, because there's nothing you can do actually. And in the first month of coming into dormitory, you cannot cook, so cooking is not an option. So you have to buy outside, hop from one restaurant to another trying to find food. And coming here, I missed so much like home food. Up to this day, I still miss so much of home food. I can't get used to Taiwanese food. But yeah, I have found some food that I like here and there. Pretty much that's it. I had to share with you about my culture shock experiences. I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up. Okay, if you have heard experiences in Taiwan as well, or maybe anywhere in the world that are similar to what I have shared, you can comment down below. Or if you're in Taiwan, you have had experiences that I have not shared, you can also comment down below. And thank you guys so much. Until the next video, much love. Bye.